So super quick, how to replace the communication module in a Danfoss system. There's this guy right here. So we're going to show you how to do that. First and foremost, if you need to get the information, to your pot supplier, it's right on the front face. Take a picture of it and go out to them. This is a TP-78. That's the module that we're doing. So first things first, we're going to disconnect this communication side. Then we're going to disconnect the power side, just like so. Alrighty, now we got to bring this whole thing out. So we got to push on those, and we got to use those pins to pull it out. Now I can't do that and hold the camera, and I'm going to go over now to my truck and show you a more intricate look at it while I pull this out. So real quick, while I'm getting gas, I just want to show you. So this is the COMM module that we're going to put in. It's a TP-78 that we're going to replace on the Danfoss controller. So I just want to show you what comes in the box. So that's the COMM module sitting there, and it comes with these instructions. And I just wanted to show you really quick, there's like a basic, connection, basic installation. Now the first groups of instructions are in German, the second is in English. So if you see multilingual things in the Danfoss literature, they usually have English on there somewhere. For instance, whatever that pronunciation is, and possibly German, mounting, because Danfoss, from my understanding, is a German company. Each communication module in the system will have a unique address from 1 to 99 on the rotary switches. So you see over here, 10, 1, and 100, right? So we're gonna go over here, and I just want to show you. I'm gonna take it out of the box just to show you. Alrighty, so you see the COMM modules right there. So just really quick, I just want to show you. See this addressing? The first one is always 0 because it's 1 to 99, and then the next one is the address as you need. So you can see those addressing pins, and we'll go more into that later. Well, dials, addressing dials, I think would be a better word for it. So just to show you, you have that press right there, right? So you can see that the bar, and you'll see it when I show you at the rack, but these two little things, you see how that slides out? So these come in and sandwich that rail, which holds it in place. And then over here, this pin thing right there will come down and click into the unit. So we're actually going to have to remove this plastic cover on there, I'm pretty sure. And so, yep, you see it slides right up. So we're going to have to remove this in order to slide it into place. So remove that, and I'll address it, and I'll show you that when I get that done, and we're going to pop it in place. And yeah. Real quick, I also want to mention about these COMM modules. You see how it says made in Mexico? If you are going to use one that was made in Mexico, you have to make sure that all of the other COMM modules are also made in Mexico. Due to just different manufacturing practices or whatever they do, the ones that are made in Mexico react poorly with ones that weren't, and vice versa. So today we're actually going to install COMM relays for ones that are not made in Mexico with these ones, because we need the rack up and running, and we need it operational. And it will work for months, it will work for a time, but eventually the differences between them will mess up the system and take down the network. So we need it up and running, so we're doing it today. But typically, no, you want it to be, if it's made in Mexico, put it in a made in Mexico. If it's not, do not put in one that's not made in Mexico. Does that make sense? All right, so yeah, let's get started. To show you the technique, so you dive into, there's a little square down there. I don't know if you can see it. You put the screwdriver in there, and then you just kind of, you see how it's moving out? Just kind of pry and pull towards you, and that'll take out each side. So this puppy will just slip right out. Now that that's all disconnected, it does take a little bit of more prying than that in the screwdriver and stuff, but I can't show that and record it. So now we're going to address them the same. Okay, so real quick, now we're going to address them, right? So this is number 1. Right, so if you go down to these addressing dials down here, the first one It's hard to see, but there's an arrow pointing to the 0, an arrow pointing to the 0, and an arrow pointing to 1. So this is address 1. You can see it's written on it too, address 1. So we're going to go over to this one, arrow pointed to 0, arrow pointed to 0, arrow pointed to 1. So this came stocked as address to 1. Now here's my handy dandy eighth of an inch screwdriver, fits right in there. So if we need to change the address. Now next up is, this is an old model that doesn't have it. This one has it. This is the termination switch. So you see on the top where it has, you know, it has your 24 volts AC, that's your communication wire, and then term, on, off, right? So we're going to turn it off because this is not terminating. Because if we go over here, we can see that there are 2 sets of control wires that come out. You see how this one daisy chains out and goes to this next module? So this is not the termination. So the termination is the last module in the daisy chain. So it's going to daisy chain from this one to this one. It's going to go over there, go over there, go over there, so on and so forth, all throughout the daisy chain in order to communicate information. So this is not the last one. So we're going to leave this one in the off position. On these older ones, for the last one, you have to communicate out to a resistor, and they have some literature on that, but we're not going to go into that today. So just make sure that that's off, because this is in the middle. It's address right. Now we got to remove this little plastic piece here that I mentioned in the car. All right, now we're good to go. This is set up. All right, now what we could do also is we can remove these harnesses, because we can use the existing harnesses that are in there. So I'm going to remove those, and then we're going to pop it in place. Alrighty, so you see that's the rail I was talking about. This is going to clip onto the rail. Those 2 things are going to sandwich that rail. This part right there is going to slide right into that track, and then we're just going to put back, harness for harness, the way that I was harnessed up before. So we're going to make sure those teeth line up like I mentioned before. See how they're sliding in place, they're intermingling. That plastic is lining up in that little area on the teeth. Maybe I'll get a flashlight for it. Just quick. Flashlight here. Okay. See those teeth? They're lining up right there, okay? And we're going to use a screwdriver just like we did before. We're going to grab one of these puppies. We're going to slide it into there, and we're going to pry this out, put it on the rail, pry out the other side, put it on the rail, click it in, then we're going to put up the harnesses. That's all hooked up, good to go. We're going to hook up this communication, put that in, then we're going to put in this power. 1, 2, 3, push this in, there we go. Now we're going to see if it's working right, and so yeah, after that's in there, we're going to go into here, just to be safe. We're going to go to settings. We're going to go over to network nodes. We probably don't need to do this per se, but node overview. And then we're going to do press for complete rescan. And we're just going to rescan it. Yes, we're sure. So we know that it's in there. Now, you want to back up the program on a flash drive before you do that. And I'll release a video on how to do it. But after that scan is complete, that's addressed right. The only thing you might want to do is you want to throw a label on there so they know that is node number 1, and that's it. So after this scan is complete, that's how you replace the module, the communication module, the TP-78, and you're good to go. So yeah, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Yeah, and see you on the next video.